me, Tara Strong, aka Miss Minutes for Bama Geeks. I hope you're ready to watch, and if you don't, I will have to prune you. Stay on your sacred timeline.
And hello. We are live on YouTube.
Hello. Howdy.
It is our regularly scheduled live stream, I guess.
Back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Yes.
Yeah.
All four of us are back in the saddle with a very special guest tonight. I'm Brock Parker, and way over in the other side of the screen, of course, is my wife, Jessica.
Hello.
And below me is Kevin Gardner.
What's that?
Oh, we're going back that far, huh?
I've been wanting that to come back. What's
And of course, we got Bo Bearden on the other side of the screen.
Salutations.
And right in the middle of us is a brand new friend of ours, Mr. John J.D. Dyess. How are you, buddy?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. JD is the creator of a comic book called Spex Squad, and we are going to learn all about that tonight. I've read the first 3 issues. Wonderful job. And if I'm not mistaken, let me double check. I want to make sure everything is right. If you, throughout this episode, would like to get your hands on these comics, just check the description of this live stream and this video afterwards. We've got a link there that will take you to their eBay store that will allow you to purchase those. But we're going to learn all about that. But before we jump into that, we want to make a fun announcement.
Woohoo! Yay! Fun!
This has been a year in the making, and we have been gifted the domain bamageeks.com. We were gifted that. The original owner passed away, and his widow reached out to us a year ago and said, "Hey, I see you guys all over the place. How would you like his domain?" It's like, well, that's fine. And she said, "I'm going to gift it to you." And so it's taking a year to get this thing going, but our new website, bamageeks.com.
Look at there. Woo!
There it is.
All right.
This has been an undertaking. It's been a fun undertaking, but we finally have it. Real life finally decided to pause for a second where I could get this thing done. But if you look at the website, the first thing you're going to see is going to populate the episodes, the audio episodes. As soon as they're published, they're going to go right into that homepage banner. And then below that, you've got places where you can look up blog posts and all the videos that we're doing. As you see right now, this episode, you can go to the website right now, click on this first link for Spex Squad, and guess what? You can watch it right there on the page. I'm not going to do that because we don't want videoception. But would invite you to check out bamageeks.com. I'm not going to go through everything that's on the site, but there will be a lot more content added, maybe on a weekly basis. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
I may put up our second. We've got one blog post on there right now that just welcomes you to the site, but I may have a second one on there next week for a special anniversary. You just have to keep going back to the site to see. But if anything, I encourage you to go to the About page. I'll pull that up really quickly. And right there, we'd love for you to read all about Paul Williamson. His wife, Pam, is the one who gifted us the bamageeks.com domain. So read all about Paul. He was a fascinating guy, seemed to be a lovely man. I've been going back and forth for a long time with Pam, and hopefully we'll have her on the podcast. We're trying to arrange something with her where she can come on and visit with us. Yeah. So yeah.
Nice.
There you go. bamageeks.com. It's live. It's there. Just go check it out. That's where everything concerning the podcast will live from here on out. So
Yeah, it looks great. Brock's
you.
been working very hard at it, and just the little things that he showed me that y'all can, like I said, check out on the website. I think y'all will enjoy it very much. Yes.
Yep, real simple. BamaGeeks.com.
Mm-hmm.
And of course on social media at Bama Geeks. Check us out everywhere. So yeah, if you got questions or anything as we go through the live stream tonight for JD about his comic, I know that we're going to have some questions. I'm really curious just about how he got into the whole process of creating the comic, and being able to put that forth, especially from here in Alabama. We want to learn all about that. So, JD, if you don't mind, just tell us about yourself and let us know how you got into comic creation.
Yeah, sure. Well, I've been born and bred here in the state of Alabama. I grew up for most of my life in Clark County and went to school in Shelby at Montevallo, and where I studied to become an actor in theater. Well, I know, wondering why I didn't go ahead and take that approach and move up to New York or California. Well, I mean, I know it wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but I mean, so I was fine with where I was around here. And also, I wanted to try other stuff. So I kind of got into a habit, kind of did in high school, writing scripts. And the ones in high school I wrote for like little kid like shows we would put on for like, hey kids, remember to eat healthy snacks and stuff like that. And we would go put them on for them and whatnot. And I was just like, okay, well, I want to write something of like say of something that I like. And I think I began writing a cyberpunk play at some point. And I think I got as far as I think to what happens later to the main character, but then I kind of stopped and went on a whole hiatus with that. And at some point I did want to try and get concept art for that, because I'm kind of on the idea I might try and turn it into a graphic novel, but that's another story. And well, that's just part of it. I just love stories, and I've always loved superheroes, anime, manga, comics. I grew up with it. We would always trade comics with my cousins and whatnot, even if they would come back a little bit tattered and whatnot, but that's another story too. And I love fantasy too. Science fiction was very interesting to me. And well, going in college too, I didn't really get much writing done, but again, I was going to school for acting. That's where I met Mason. He's my producer and co-writer for this comic as well. And me and him, we connected by doing YouTube videos together. And yeah, it was like do like huge nerd stuff. Very, I would say Kevin Smith kind of humorous, kind of like stuff. And because he's a big Kevin Smith fanatic. And and so, yeah, we, whenever he would have a script or whatever, he'd be like, hey, read this. I'm like, sure, let's do it. I'll do it for free. I don't care. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And so I kind of like started developing ideas for stories I wanted to tell, but I just never had the time to write them, or I just thought, they're dumb. They're not going to amount to anything. And then I think at one point, I just started, I think just writing out just something. I was just like, I don't know, it won't amount to nothing maybe. And so I'm just writing out this story I just kept in my head rent free for quite some time. I was like, hey, Mason, read this and tell me what you think. And he's like, it's not that bad. Well, I can't remember per se, but he was just like, it's interesting. Like, what do you want to do with this? I'm like, well, I kind of want to make it into an animated series maybe. So yeah, that's kind of how Spex Squad. It was originally supposed to start out as an animated series at one point. I think it was back in 2018 whenever I moved over to Georgia, and we put like a tweet on Twitter asking if there were any voice actors who were interested to do like a reading, or like actors in general. Like they didn't have to have a VO background or whatnot. We were willing to work with whoever.
Okay.
So we had like a little read through of what the first script that I wrote for, and so yeah, we had this whole idea. We got someone to do concept art, and I will say the artists they did a really decent job with the concept art, but in the back of my mind, and I'm assuming in Mason's, which was kind of telling me it could be better. And then kind of looking into how much it was going to cost us for to animate this, it was at that point I had to face facts. I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Even though we got an email from Powerhouse Studios, and Powerhouse Studios reached out saying, hey, this is great. This is, and which is why we needed concept, because like, just send us concept art and we'll talk. And so I'm just like, okay. And Mason had already been bugging me about, dude, if we can't do animated series, let's at least just try like a comic book, and so we can have both of our names on something published and out in the world.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And I just had to concede, and I'm just like, all right, yeah, let's do it. And so I think we put out an ad to someone to do the first issue. It was, I think we would just like call it the promo at first, and we found this guy out in California. His name is James, but I think his handle was Ninja something. But really, really cool dude. Young, ambitious, and he, man. Well, actually, I think I kind of discovered him. Yeah, that's right. I remember a friend of mine. Sorry, getting all facts mixed up. I was on Facebook, and I was just scrolling, and then one of my con friends had posted this picture that I think he got commissioned by James, and I was just like looking at the detailing, just like the shadowing and whatnot, and I'm just like, I want this guy. I want this guy to draw this for me, and because what I wanted to go for this comic, because I think at this point 3-4 years have passed, and I kind of got a hold of some like graphic novels and stuff. So Sin City, I think I was reading the first 3 volumes, or 3 or 4, and I loved how the black and white I get for me, I get more detail from black and white because it paints a different picture, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I did enjoy the whole like splashes of color in certain characters or moments, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to have this kind of new, like kind of artistic noir style for it. And so we talked to James, and he was just like, hey, so would you be interested in drawing this for us? We sent him like a copy, and he's like, dude, I love this story. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to do it. And we had him on board for about 2 years, and he was dedicated and hardworking, but he just couldn't meet deadlines, and so we ended up having to let him go, unfortunately. But still a sweet guy.
It happens.
Yeah. And it wasn't until Mason, I think, went on Reddit. He whatever the post for Reddit is, and we got like a couple of artists being like, "Hey, we're interested. What do you need?" So he picked out maybe 2 or 3 of the artists that stroke him or like stroke his fancy, and then thought would probably stroke mine as well. And I'm like, let's go with this person. And that's whenever our artist, Daria, doggone it, Daria came into the picture.
Okay.
And and that's how, and it's been a blast working with her. She loves the story as much as we do, and basically, I think it took us maybe a year or just a little bit under to get the first issue out, and we had help from this comic shop owner that lived not too far away from where I used to live when I moved back here in Alabama. He helped us like reach out to like other comic shops, but he was like first and forefront because he was like, hey, I like to sell indie works because indie's kind of the new hot topic around here. So
Okay.
and yeah, and I guess that's kind of how we got the first issue out. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm rambling.
No, that no.
You're going into
Oh
detail.
man, you're on the
Back
right
Your podcast,
podcast for
yeah.
rambling.
You've come to the right spot.
Sorry. Yeah, but I guess that's how Spex Squad eventually came to be. Was basically originally supposed to be an animated series. And I had to face facts and reality. It's like that's not going to happen because I'm not paying that much for animation
Yeah.
unless I'm getting a really big, generous backer.
So, who is the local comic artist or the local comic store that helped you out?
Oh, that would actually be Top of the World Arts and Collectibles. I like to say comics because I mean y'all have that there. They also have collectibles. They're set up in Alabaster, Alabama.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, no,
I'll have to check them out.
oh yeah, no, they're really cool. David, the owner, him and his wife, they've been so helpful, sweet, and he's been trying to help us like get notoriety as much as possible, like trying to spike intrigue with his other comic book shop friends around the area.
Okay.
Which I think you can find a couple of our books in, like in Sasquatch Toys and Comics up in Hawthorne.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I still have to go back and visit at some point because I got some comic endeavors up there.
Yeah.
Then there's Valhalla. I know they have a couple of art issues as well.
Okay.
I was at this kind of the store called Nostalgia in Pelham, but it
Yeah,
just
we've
wasn't.
been there.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, we've been there. Yeah.
We spent a little bit of money in that store.
Hey, I have to, and we kind of had a little deal, and it just wasn't selling there, so it's just like, yeah, okay, well,
Gotcha.
she just kind of gave them back, unfortunately, but I mean, she did at least take a chance on it, so I do appreciate that. I want to say Sanctum. Sanctum has taken a couple of issues, and then the comic strip over in around the Tuscaloosa area.
Yep, very familiar with that one.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
And two final places: Dreamcatcher Comics in Tallahassee and Alabama, and why am I flaking on this one in Montgomery? Why am
I think I may know what you're talking about. And yeah, I'm blanking on it too.
Yeah, I think the owner's name is Rob. Robert. Yeah. Doggone it. Here, let me recheck.
Capital City Comics.
Thank you. I
Nice.
knew it's like in Montgomery. It's really easy. Yeah, no, he's I think taking a couple of our books too. He's also asked us to come out, I think, on Free Comic Book Day for next year. So
Okay.
Nice.
Good.
yeah,
Oh, that's
looking
great.
forward to that. And pretty much David, that's who I was also with at Alabama Comic Con. We both pay half the table cost, and we're in talks about going up to Huntsville Pop Culture and Comics Con as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get him to be like, "Hey, what about Comic Con? It's coming up," and he's just like, he kind of gave me his stance on anime comic anime cons. I'm like, all right, I see your points. Maybe if whenever we bring in a little more extra dough for us to carry out the cost, then we'll probably try and take Comic Con at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hopefully y'all will make it to Huntsville because we're going to be there.
Yep.
We have plans to be there to that one coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think it's going to be my first time going to that con. Now, I have been to HamaCon whenever it was around that part, but that was like the only one. Oh, wait, I also went to Comic-Con High last year, too.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Huntsville's a great con, so it would be great if y'all guys could get in up there. Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I'll probably even go up there even as a guest because I mean, have you seen who's going to be there? Like
Yes,
Chris
so
Claremont and
yeah, the guest list is really coming along with that one.
And they've just started.
Yeah.
Yeah, my big selling point was Weird Al. That was
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
I got you.
Well, awesome. So, did I read Daria is from Russia?
Yes, actually, yeah. She well, for the first part, where before she moved back to her, I think her hometown in Russia area, she was I want to say she was near somewhere around Prague at first,
Okay.
but then she had to move back for some reason. But yeah, no, we just Mason found her on Reddit, and I took a look at at her stuff, and it was kind of with what I wanted to go with, because the thing is with Spex Squad, I wanted to give it I wanted to show my love for both comics and manga.
Mhm.
And seeing her art style, it felt like it was like a perfect chef's kiss light blend for that. And
Okay.
and yeah, there's we got the cover there. Originally, it was I think the cover was going to be in color, but due to printing cost, we had to go in another direction for that.
Mhm.
But we have also been in talks about bringing what I originally wanted to go with was add a little bit of specks of color to like blood and powers and stuff to differentiate. And, again, kind of going with that whole Sin City style.
I'll say I get a lot of the influence of Sin City and also the original run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Especially the fight scenes. Like I got a lot of Eastman Laird feel to that, and I liked that. That was one of the things popped at me. I was at the first couple of pages like, ooh, this is familiar, and I like it.
Oh yeah, and I guess I can, if you don't mind me telling, just my inspiration for it. If
Go for
Sure.
it, dude.
Oh,
All right,
yeah,
sure.
No, please do.
absolutely.
Yeah, we want to know all about it, man.
So basically, getting into, I think from middle school, high school to now, I was always fascinated with apocalyptic stuff. Like whenever the Walking Dead show came on, I was I was goo for Gaga
Yeah.
for that.
Like Watchmen, things like Watchmen as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so when we're at the point where zombies was kind of everywhere and it was kind of getting old, and I kind of then came across this other show that was by the same studio that did the show Hell on Wheels.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh yeah, and so this studio ended up doing a sci-fi, I think, original series called Van Helsing.
Okay.
And basically, it was about the world. It gets overtaken by vampires due to this. I think all the volcanoes around the world just started to emit this really thick smoke and covering the world in forever darkness, so to speak.
Okay.
And I was always fascinated with that would be kind of cool, because it's they're not slow, they're fast, they're these mystic apex predators. And what would happen if you take the only thing that can possibly protect humans, and then you have these apex predators take over the world, and then now the human race is now at the bottom of the food chain. I love that whole dynamic, and it makes me wonder, okay, well, how do we get back on the top of the food chain? How do we do that?
Okay.
And yeah, no, that was a different take on the whole apocalypse, but also something that wasn't zombie related. Not that I'm dishing out on zombies or nothing. It's just they're like everyone of my friend group who tells me that's watched The Walking Dead. It gets old to a certain point. I'm just I feel that. I feel that.
I can't wait till we get a show that comes on where we finally, kind of like Terminator, where we finally get taken over by AI. The AI that's driving, right? And then we have this whole massively long, Walking Dead season after season after season, and then it gets to the end, and someone just finally realizes that you just got to walk over there and unplug it.
Oh yeah.
We will only have 3 forms of entertainment: that, The Simpsons, and Family Guy. Shows that will never end.
Yes. The entire AI is running on a Commodore 64 in somebody's basement. You just go unplug it.
Hey, I've got one in the back room if we need it.
But yeah, just apocalyptic stuff like that. That was just my my inspiration. And then on the anime aspect, like, okay, so in middle school, that was where I got the anime bug. Like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh, etc. And and I think somewhere whenever I started high school, it just kind of disappeared for like 4 years. And then coming back in college, I noticed something that my cousin's watching. And I'm like, dude, what's happening here? It's like, dude, it's like, shh, we're about to get the reveal. And I just sit down, I just watch him, like not really minding the subtitles, and I'm just instantly drawn in. And that anime was Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah.
And then whenever I'm like, I kind of spoiled myself what happens in the first season, but but at that point I'm just like, okay, I need to rewatch this to get a full understanding and whatnot. And after that, my mind was blown. I'm just like, dude, this is basically Walking Dead in Japan for the Japanese, and I'm just like, this is awesome. And
as usual, they do it better.
You're not wrong. But yeah, no. And so after like seeing stuff like that, I'm just like, all right, well, what story can I tell? Like, I just decided, well, I do like the idea where monsters end up like kind of just taking over the world at some point. So I'm like, okay, we got something for that. But what do the humans do? Like, how do they counteract this? And I don't know. I just started like developing like, well, let's say it was a comet or something that fell down, and they took the radioactive essence or something like that. And well, then eventually that turned out being in this certain world where magic was kind of the backbone of civilization. And so I always like the whole idea with like a Full Metal Alchemist, where the whole idea of I forgot what the term is called, but it's like you gotta equal out the balance, so to speak. And I was like thinking, okay, well, what if these like magicians, because they were probably tasked by like, I don't know, some higher society or corporation or whatnot, to let's figure out the spell for immortality. And so it's a dark art. Once they do it, they end up creating artificial vampires, like through magic.
Ooh.
And at some point I wanted to like think, okay, well, since this world is not like ours, what if like they lived on like old like fairy tale stories of like monsters, but it's like they were indeed like historically there. And then I would like watch stuff like Hellboy and see like particularly Guillermo del Toro's one. And I like the whole idea where it's like fairy folk are there, but it's like you can't see them. They're like, they have this like strange camouflage, so to speak. And so okay, well, what if they just start coming out of the woodworks, basically, because like they sense like this whole change in the wind of like for them to now reappear. And so eventually you have like the remainders of say the magicians trying to take out in one final swoop, but it comes with a cost. It takes out the rest of said magicians, but you still have like half of the monster population still there. So then the humans, they just lost their only source of defense, which was like magic users at that point. So they're just like, okay, well, what do we do now? So kind of go into the whole idea of chemicals and whatnot. So some of the chemical essence from that spell was left behind. So they started testing it on humans. It works, but only for a short amount of time. So they're like, okay, well, it's probably because of doing to the age of so and so, it won't last that long. So then they get the idea to test it on children. It lasts a little bit longer, and so you have these like kid super soldiers, so to speak.
Okay.
And so that's where the idea of spexes come along, because spexes are kind of well, I thought I was being like kind of crafty with me, just like it's like special beings. Just take the C and the rest of that at the end of there, and just put an X on it. It's like spexes.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's like and basically, I wanted to add more like intrigue with it. Like I'm like, okay, well, I don't want the I want to add a little bit of more conflict within the supposed good guys. Like kind of going back to like Attack on Titan with whenever we find out a certain thing about like the Eldians on Paradise Island. So I'm thinking to myself, well, what if we kind of do that with the Spexes? Since these are special humans and they were crafted to defend the remaining of the human race. So what if that's all that they're ever saw as, just like tools or weapons, so to speak? And so whenever I pitch this like Spex Squad to people, I'm just like, okay, think of Attack on Titan meets the X-Men, basically.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah,
awesome.
oh yeah, and for the I guess kind of the aesthetic style. I think in college I kind of grew very interested in the whole style of like steampunk. And oh yeah, and since steampunk was already like in Attack on Titan, and I was just like, well, it kind of works interestingly with that, because I don't want to
Well, like
I don't
stuff
know.
like this, like it made me think. Also, it kind of makes me like a lot of imagery, like from the Rocketeer, or the Sky Captain and the World Tomorrow type stuff.
Very much so. And yeah, and also I think I was also getting off of like watching Arcane as well. Never played the game, never played League of Legends, probably never will, but just looking at the styles of like that I guess kind of that's where I wanted to go with, like this whole like magical steampunk era society where it's all just mixed matched, but it just works for some odd reason. And and so basically you have the readers following this this group of spexes where they're, which you find out probably not in this arc or the next one, that they're kind of the test. They're the test of a independent like Spex unit, because they wanted to see like what they could do on their own.
Okay.
And so like this is they end up coming across this young lady who's being accosted by these three strangers that turn out to be vampires. And that kind of sets up our first story for the first arc.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm purposely not scrolling all the way down, so not to give away, story things,
Right.
but I definitely want people to see the art. The
Oh,
extended
yeah.
art.
Oh yeah, please show off Daria's work, because she's earned, she's definitely earned that.
This is we're trying to do the Sam's Club taster. Let it give everybody just something, just to the appetite. But we don't want to.
Oh yeah.
Starting off being accosted by a larger force. That's kind of like V for Vendetta. Like how you kind of start getting that intro where it's the woman that she's being accosted by the
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Just oh man. Now that first artist that I mentioned, we had I think a good majority of the first issue like some pages like drawn out. And what was interesting about James's like art style, he did a very almost shadowy kind of style to it.
Yeah.
Like there's oh my god, like the part where the werewolf transformation, I've got to say that was probably the bloodiest one for James's version. Like you literally like see him just like and that's what I kind of tell my artists is like, I want this to be a gritty comic, because I feel like we don't get enough of that these days. And And so I just kind of wanted to do something that's kind of for mature, like audience,
Right.
something I don't have to censor down, so to speak, because and like the whole idea of like of the werewolf, like I'm sure y'all have seen the movie Trick or Treat.
Yes.
I gotta say, I love the whole transformation of the werewolves, because I love that whole idea that it's that the real costume is the human skin.
Yeah.
And so I told both my artists whenever I was like pitching the idea of how this needs to be drawn, like it needs to be bloody. It needs to be like they're ripping at the seams, and I just love that.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, the cool thing about, like I said, you were talking about you're worried about it being, you want it to be more very bloody, descriptive. The cool thing about it is, like, I just made me think how you're able to get an artist from Russia, and y'all guys are doing all this. That's the cool thing about the modern world with this. You can get it out there without having to appease of, oh, we don't want this on our shelf. Well, you can make it more direct to consumer. That's the good thing about it too. And
I think what's been hard for us to of getting this out to more of the comic shops, like here in the state, is well, I don't want to sound mean or nothing, but I mean, this is just like how it was kind of told to me, was just like most of the shops around here are not willing to risk sell indie comics, which I understand why, because I understand that for most of these shops, the mainstream, which is DC and Marvel, is like their bread and butter. I get that, but I mean, I like to remind people, it's like even though I don't remember much of that because I wasn't into comics like or in the early 90s when Image became a thing, because I was born in 94, but whenever I like saw like the hype for it in a documentary about Image, I'm like, this is incredible. Like at a time whenever like the two mainstreams were like at war, or they were just like really like low on quality at the time, you had like these guys that were working for them just being just like we want the art to be owned by us, we want to be represented, and we're willing to leave to go and like do it ourselves. And I love that, and that's what kind of drove me to want to just like tell this story, because I'm just like, you know what, they could do it, so can I. Right. And I just oh man, I think actually I think the first issue went through 2-3 edits probably, and it's probably best that Mason is my editor, because I tend to get a little wordy with the subtext, and that's where me and him are different as writers, because he's all about getting to the point, which I respect, but me, ever since I would like write stuff, like I'm very visual, and I'm looking at it more from whenever me and Mason did like we did like YouTube stuff. Like I would be very visual, being just like, okay, this is what the actor needs to have in their mind whenever their lines are about to come up. Like this is what you're seeing. Like this is what's going to be in your mind's eye, and this is like the emotion you should be like feeling and whatnot, or trying to get to that point to deliver these lines. And also I like to draw out the whole ideas of fights and stuff. And I think that was the main thing. Mason was just like, you just get very worried with those fights, man. Like you need to tone it down to like a this.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing that y'all pair off each other. You're trying to be very descriptive. You want to give the most information possible. Where, like you said, he's kind of want to let's cut to the chase, but usually get to the point. Yeah, good. Yes. I mean, good combos that makes a good thing. So you can find that common middle ground for anyone.
Oh and I will say there are some times where I'm just like, I feel like he's being a little too stern with me. But then again, I have to also think in his shoes. I'm like, he's kind of right, me. You gotta agree with him, because it's like, and I have to also remind myself, it's like, look, we don't have to write it out like that. We don't have to write out all the fight stuff. We can just like talk with Daria and be just like, hey, can you add this?
Right.
Like, make it look as badass as possible.
So everybody has their part to play in the whole story of it and telling the story. Yeah.
Oh yeah, very much.
Now the collaboration, you and Mason, you guys live near each other?
Actually, he lives with me and my girlfriend here in this house.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Oh yeah. Well, the reasoning behind that, I shouldn't get into details, but but on the upside, it works for us particularly whenever we get to eventually start writing the second arc at some point.
Right.
But unfortunately, he is on tour at this time with Paw Patrol, so right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so it's like right now.
Wait.
Yeah, don't just drop that information casually on us. Come on now.
From vampires and fight scenes to Paw Patrol.
Chase is on the case.
Man, we're gonna
Where's
get
he
to
gonna go
Bluey
now?
here in a minute. Hang on.
As someone who had a toddler at the height of Paw Patrol, this strikes a chord with me. So
I got you. Again, me and Mason, we went to the same school together,
Yeah.
and that's how we met. And we also we were going into the same department as well. He took more of a technical side of theater. I took more of the acting and directing. Well, he also directs stuff too, like probably better than me. But yeah, like that's how we came to be. Like I did more of the acting stuff. Occasionally I would do technical stuff. Like if he asked me to come and like hang lights or something, I'd be just like, I got nothing to do. Sure.
Well, okay. Well, that makes it handy for you guys to be, that close, and when he's not at Paw Patrol. But getting with Daria to figure out the art and everything, like how does that process work? Do you guys like hop on Zoom or do you just email back and forth and say, hey, this is what we're looking for, and let her go? Or
well, we did try. I think it was last year whenever I was like trying to get him moved over here and trying to find a place to live. We did have a video call with her. It was through Discord, and it had to be at a certain time because, hey, you got to love that whole like different time zone stuff. So not so much video calls, more emails. And I always have to remind myself, okay, add Mason into the email. So everyone knows the plan. Particularly whenever we're trying to get like details sent over to her, like we'll be just like, okay, this is what, and usually whenever we find, we'll send like the script to her, and she'll draw out like the storyboard, and she'll let us know how many pages and how much the rate will be, and that's whenever we'll usually come to the decision. Okay, well, if it's going to cost that in total, we're going to probably half that because. I'm for the main majority. Mason has lent his thrown his hat in the ring to finances, but it's kind of mainly coming out of my pocket, for the most part. And I can't spend awfully too much because because adulting kids is awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah. We know nothing about that.
Yeah. My daughter's a college freshman right now. I feel that.
Yeah, I dread that day whenever that day comes. But for the time being, that's kind of what we do, and we'll send the script to her, have her send the storyboards. We'll look at them, and we'll depending on how we want the like say fight scenes to look or certain scenes to look, we'll like type in, okay, here is possible edit for so and so. Could you possibly redraw this? And then usually she'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem. And but yeah, it's mainly communication through emails and
okay.
Yeah, usually it takes a bit of time, understandably so, because whenever she gets started like drawing like the issues, it's probably a couple of weeks until we hear back. So that's why if you have a question, like send it to her, and you'll have to wait whenever she responds.
She did do the George Lucas go faster, more intense.
Very much. And but yeah, no, she's been a joy to work with. She's very dedicated. and I'm very happy she's committed to deadlines too. I'm very much pleased by that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, we've also had to make compromises with her too. Because you know, I do love giving credit when credit is due, particularly to my artist, and I do try to make sure everyone that my artists are paid off as much as possible. But if understandably, I'm like, hey, I can't exactly reach you at that point. Can I meet you somewhere in the middle? And and you know, for the most part with Daria, it's been compromisable, like in a good way. So
Good.
so no troubles there. And also with like some of like the other artists that have like done our variant covers too, like William, who did the newest like cover variant for 3. Whenever he gave us his like total amount for his rate, I was like, can I do like a bi-monthly thing for you? Because I can do that. I can't do that, but I can do this.
Yeah, there you go.
And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem, dude. And that I got to say that's why I'm very thankful for artists and creators alike that are very understanding, because oh man, this project it's had its ups and downs, and but it's been one heck of a ride, and I've enjoyed my time with artists and creators alike. But yeah, and
So this is the one that we're showing now. This is the variant cover from William.
yes,
This is issue number 3. Right now, like I said, if you're in the live stream watching us, or you're watching this after the fact, going down into the description of this video, and there's a link to their eBay store. And right now you've got the first 2 issues up there, correct?
yes, we do. The first 2 issues on our eBay. God, I cannot talk
We're
now.
Southern. You got to add the S to it. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. The Walmarts, the eBays,
eBays,
yeah. It's okay.
Here, let me just look at my notes again. Send me. It's like, yes, 1 and 2, they are on our eBay. I believe they are in the links in y'all's description. And also, Mason wanted to let me know if you are interested on the issue. Yes. On the issues that are being sold at our eBay, they are going for 50% off during this live stream. So if you are interested in purchasing both 1 and 2, please run, do not walk.
Click that link. Click it fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, click.
While we are live.
And then please explain to me how you ran to eBay. I want to know.
Well, it's quite simple there, Kevin. Because of Jonah Hill has proven us that there is a store that you can walk into and try and resell the shoes that you thought you wanted, that you did not want, that you tried to resell, but you can't resell.
And plus, you got to remember, we're all from Alabama, so we got to break out our forest. And I just had to run.
Yeah, I just kept running.
I kept running.
I don't know why particular today, but I started running.
I just kept on running.
So this 3rd issue, you've got the first 2 on the eBay store. When does this 3rd issue come out?
Well, third issue, it's actually going to be premiering at a live event this coming Saturday on the 16th.
Oh, look at that. So,
right.
And Calera, right?
Yes, Calera, Alabama. It's going to be at Nerdfest 2024. This is their first time doing this event. I've actually got an artist friend of mine who's going to be, I think he's the head guest. His name is Geoffrey Gwynn.
Oh, we
yeah,
know
good
Geoffrey.
friends of ours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Oh, wait, really? No kidding?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We've known him for years. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, no. Once I posted it the first time, and I saw that he was going to be there, I'm like, dude, I'll be there too. You should stop by.
That's so awesome. Yeah, we've all we've all gotten some artwork from him at some point.
Yeah.
Over the years.
Actually, I've let me see if I can pull it down real quick. Yeah. without ruining anything. Here we go.
Well,
here we go.
the Nerdfest came through my timeline, but yeah, like I remember.
Hang on,
Dean?
we're going to make you big here. Hang on.
I got you. Okay.
There you go.
It's the D&D cartoon that he did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And also he gave me a deal, I think, for the two for Attack on Titan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got one of his prints. It's in one of our Ghostbuster compartment totes, but he did a great print of the Ghostbusters we loved. It's
Oh, right on.
Yeah. And one of our dear friends who just recently passed away, part of our Alabama Ghostbusters, Chuck Elam, he and Jeffrey, Jeffrey did a lot of art for him as well. Yeah.
Yeah, see that Calera Nerd Fest, November the 16th at Calera Courtyard.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm real excited. I'm hoping big for the turnout. I also got some other merch I'm going to try and do. Unfortunately, they didn't come out too well, but still, regardless, I do got a couple of stickers. But the next time when I do go to an event, I'm probably going to try something else with stickers that actually do in color. Oh, and also a friend of mine at Alabama Comic Con taught me that if I do like bookmarks and give them out for free, it also kind of intrigues a little bit of interest. But also, I added. Oh, here, let me see if I can pull one. Come on now. All right, here we go. First one here. It has a brief little summary. Of Spex Squad. Got a little piece of art there too. Oh, well, it's kind of laminated glare right there. There we go.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, those that are interested, they can follow us on Instagram here, but also get a good look at William's art, front cover art.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice. And of course, we've got the Instagram link down in the description below as well. So, yeah, definitely check out the eBay store and check out the bookmarks. And well, we don't have a link to the bookmarks, but we've got a link to the Instagram.
Sorry. The stickers and the bookmarks will be at Nerdfest.
Okay. I was trying to say we've got a link to the Instagram as well.
Yeah, and but yeah, no, just I'm really looking forward to it. I've actually got a couple other friends that are going to be there selling their wares too. So actually, the art, my friend, he actually did the art for the stickers. So yeah, if you buy a sticker, take it over to him and see if you can get it signed.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I have never been to Calera Nerd Fest, so yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what happens down there. I don't know if I'll be able to make it this time because, kids and archery tournaments and stuff, but we'll see.
Oh man, archery tournaments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, awesome. You get a pass.
Well, I will say this though. Nerdfest, it's actually, which kind of struck me strange. It starts from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. and ends at 12 a.m.
Yeah, I did notice that on the times.
Okay. That's
wow.
Right? Yeah, not a daytime thing.
Well, it's kind of that would make it fun, kind of like an evening social type thing, also on top of a gathering.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Said the festival style event will display anime, K-pop, art, and more. There will be dance and costume competitions with prizes, as well as independent artists and vendors.
You guys have K-pop. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. My friend's girlfriend, she's gonna love that. She's a big K-pop fan.
That little lady over there. You like BTS? Is that?
Yes, I love BTS.
Well,
really?
Yeah,
they're basically like 80s, 90s boys bands, but just modern now. I mean,
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm a product of.
Is that K-pop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, BTS is.
What about girl groups like Dreamcatcher?
I haven't really heard much of the girl groups. I guess I've kind of caught more onto BTS because they become more mainstream. current music, it's kind of rare that I've listened to a lot of current music. I'm more kind of 80s and 90s and even older than that.
I mean-
But I do like BTS.
I mean, I listen. I'm unashamed to say I listen to Blackpink a lot.
Okay.
Which is another K-pop bandish. Yeah. I like
Okay.
them.
It's all right. I mean, I will say not so much K-pop. Well, I mean, of K-pop that I do listen to is probably Dreamcatcher. Like I've heard a couple of their
Mhm.
songs.
Okay.
But I do like to listen to J-Rock too. And I think the J-Rock group that I love to listen to the most would be, I think it's, crap. What am I flicking on the name? One moment.
Don't feel bad. I had to pull up YouTube Music to find out. So I can remember what it was.
Well,
And I listen to it all the time.
The only thing I've been exposed to, like in that genre, I like though is interesting is baby metal, which I just for the rocker metal guy in me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Their name is Man with a Mission. They like to they have these like kind of wolf head masks on whenever they play.
Okay.
They're very bumping. I will say that it's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, I have to check that out. Yeah, I don't tend to dive into current music a whole lot. Don't at my age, you don't have too many more wrinkles that can form in the brain to store new info.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so I stick mainly with. I think I'm up to new metal.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
I don't know.
Well, I can blame Emma for the BTS thing because
Yes, you can.
Yeah, and I think I gravitated more to them because, like I said, they're a boy band. So, and I come from the from the boy band
Oh, boy.
love and things like that. So yeah.
I mean, don't feel bad because growing up, I listened to the Backstreet Boys. So
Well, hey, if anything, like I said, as we mentioned, we already dropped the Deadpool reference, but if anything, we it don't matter guy or gal, we enjoyed Bye Bye Bye. So
no. I literally was singing that song whenever it first came out. I'm just like,
Dude,
oh yeah,
I was
Dude,
laughing
if that
my butt off,
movie
but also
had-
just-
well, the movie had ended right there. Like just
Yeah.
during the opening credits ended. It would have been.
that would have been worth
the
the price of ticket.
Yeah.
I would have been okay with that.
money.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I was actually working in radio when NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and all that stuff was out, and got to go backstage and hang out with 98 Degrees at one point and get all their autographs and photos with them. And
Oh, look at you! You got
Yeah.
to meet Nick Lachey.
I did,
Oh,
I
okay.
did, and I sold every bit of that stuff.
Businessman.
Now, hey, it wasn't long. I'm like, okay, look, I got photos with them. I can prove that I was there. I can prove that they signed everything, and it lasted about a couple of months in my house, and then I put it on eBay and figured some teenage girls would enjoy it more than I would.
Hey, when
So-
when music moved on from boy bands, they moved on. Like we
It
really
did.
moved on.
Oh yeah. They really went bye bye bye.
and then Korea said, "Hold my beer. Here we
Yeah.
go."
Well, and just in case anyone out there is interested, there is going to be a documentary on Paramount Plus, larger than life, Reign of the Boy Bands,
Ooh.
that will also, just like Wolverine and Deadpool, drops on Disney Plus on November 12th. So will that documentary. So there you go.
Yeah,
They knew what
Okay.
they were doing.
Are they going to start with the Jackson 5 though?
No, I don't think they're going that far. They may. You never know.
It's late '80s, '90s nostalgia's the thing. You got
Oh.
Oh, over Thanksgiving there will be a lot of binging in our house. It seems like.
And not just on turkey.
No.
Oh.
Awesome. So, all right. So, Huh?
Before you send him off, now we're talking Thanksgiving. I got to know. It's a
All
very, very important
Oh
question.
yes.
All right, JD, when it comes to Thanksgiving, what kind of cranberry sauce is the best? There's only one right answer. Just so you know. But
This is-
Well, I don't tend to go with cranberry sauce, but
come on
I-
now.
I,
If you
Got to
had
take
to
a side.
I think the one. I don't know, dude.
Wait, I think he's more not the brand or whatever, but like, is it canned or jelly?
There we go. Thank you.
Oh.
Canned or the
Or the frou-frou stuff that people
Yeah.
that like your grandma makes.
I'm assuming can.
Of course.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
It's got to be ocean spray. It's got to be ocean spray. Okay. You've answered correctly. We're going to take the thing off your neck now.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't know this was Battle Royale.
In our member exclusive, we were talking about Saw. So
Yes, yeah, we were discussing horror movies.
But you did mention
One
Battle
more
Royale.
time. Choose the cranberry.
The Battle Royale is a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness! All right, so Clear and Nerdfest. Issue number 3 is going to debut.
Uh-huh.
And for people who can't make it to Clear, where can they? What will this be also put into your eBay store?
Yes, eventually. To the stores that do carry our books, as far as I know, David at Top of the World, he's going to be carrying his copies, but I'm probably going to have him hold off until after the 16th, or I'll just probably take him to him like on Sunday. Well, he's closed on Sunday. Shoot.
Logistics, man.
Yeah. Logistics, yeah. But I would say definitely after the 16th, they will be hitting the shelves where they are carried, wherever. But yeah, most assuredly they will be on our eBay, as far as I know.
Okay.
And yeah, and hey, if you are going to be at Nerdfest, you definitely cannot miss me with the big sign saying Spex Squad, but also I will be dressed in steampunk garb. So
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, gotta represent.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as I know, it'll be hitting the shelves the day after, whenever I can get a hold of the carriers, whenever I can.
All right.
Sweet.
Cool.
Fantastic. So, how far along in the process are you? Like, are you guys already? Are you working on issue 4 or 5 or?
Well, the thing was, I guess before finding an artist, we wanted to like make sure that we were near the end of where the first arc was gonna end, and we wanted to have it like already like written out, set in stone. Obviously, there might be a few little edits here and there. Me being kind of flip floppy with a couple things, because I'm like, okay, this does need to happen. But but yeah, no. 4th issue, it's already written out. It will probably start production around sometime in March, because I'm not gonna lie, the holidays they kind of eat that.
Yeah.
If I was working on the 4th issue now through like November and December, I would have to probably be getting 2 extra jobs. And but yeah, just I kind of decided we just wait till March, because coming back from January, will probably be hitting at me financially too. But also, there's the whole thing. I want to go to Comic-Con with like some friends and my girl, and just try and get that out of the way before it's like, okay, back to the project.
Right.
So yeah. So I would expect for your viewers, expect issue 4 in the least later spring, I would say.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
But yeah. So we are though trying to keep, I think, the issues at at like 6 at most.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it just depends on what that last script that we wrote's gonna. It's gonna be like a big payoff at the end for like a big final battle, and it's a good little cutoff to whenever we can dive into arc 2. So
Okay.
So yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
And-
Well, as we've mentioned throughout the episode, if you go into the description of this video, We've got a link to their Instagram. We've got a link to their eBay store where you can get those. If you're local to the Birmingham area, hit up one of these comic book shops that he's mentioned and definitely grab a copy. Grab 2.
Yeah.
Grab 3.
Oh, very much.
You're not limited to just one.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, there was, I think it is the variants that we do have for the issues would be 2 and 3.
Okay.
But I think somewhere around, it was either the first or the second one. It was the second issue. Mason and I, we discussed, hey, let's add some back cover. You know, I don't think that's ever done enough. And I also want artists to get some notoriety as well.
Mm-hmm.
And after issue 3, there's going to be no more variants, but there is still going to be front and back covers for stuff because, I don't know, I like artwork. And I want artists to get their works seen as much as possible, get free marketing, etc.
I love the concept art. Like I said, I'm not going to show too much of the story because we want people to buy these issues
right.
and get into it.
We try to be a spoiler-free podcast as much as possible.
We try. Unless it's for Bo, then we just spoil everything.
Yeah, Bo doesn't care.
Yeah.
Bo's like, I don't care.
I still enjoy the ride, even if I know where I'm going.
Actually, sorry. What was your question, Brock? Or
I was just going to say, so this is the back cover for issue 2?
Oh yeah. Actually, this is what I was going to tell you about. This was actually for the main one for issue 2. It was done by a father and daughter, and this the back cover here was done by the artist's daughter. And believe it or not, she's like I think she's like a junior in high school, and
what?
I know, and I know she's like still in high school, but I'm just like looking at like some of her concept that her father sent me. I'm like, dude,
that's not, yeah,
no, like I told him that, hey, like I'll let you know whenever I want you to come and like do more art for me, just because with what she's doing, like with this, I want her to get like attention for this because it's beautiful. It's very descriptive, and
it's gorgeous.
That is,
and
what a great talent.
And and both of them, they're just really sweet. They're such dreams to work with, and I really do hope I get to work with them again. I think they're actually locals around Alabaster.
Okay.
So, wow. Okay. That's fantastic to hear of all these, with you and Mason and these artists, all the creative people around Birmingham. This is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I mean, I found out that one artist here in Birmingham, he's actually done work with Frank Miller.
Wow.
Yeah, with the 300 comic. It is so awesome. And David actually knows the guy. He actually recommended that we try and reach out to him, and I told Mason, I was like, I want that guy. I know his rate's a little bit high, but I think we can maybe work out a partial, like a bi-monthly payment sort of thing or something. Because his from what David had shown me of what he's done with like 300 for the covers, I'm like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I mean, we might have to do like his obviously colored because it would make it makes sense. But yeah,
wow,
it's so cool. It's so cool to find out there are so many talented people here, like around the area.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They really are.
And we are thrilled that you and Mason reached out to us so we could, help put a spotlight on guys like you. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we love to do here on Bama Geeks. I mean, we are all around the Birmingham area. We love our state. We love everybody in the state, and we love to put a focus on people who are creative and can bring enjoyment to people. A lot of people have so many misconceptions about Alabama. We like to highlight, hey, we got a lot of good people and a lot of good things that happen here in this state. And so we're thrilled that you guys reached out and that we can help share share your story and share your projects.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. And again, I guess when discussing the origin, sorry if it sounded a bit rambly and whatnot. It's just
No,
man,
Dude, that was awesome.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like I should have probably wrote this down exactly.
Well,
But
I mean, so there's value in it being organic, though. We like
Yeah,
hearing it just from your mind. So
that's coming from the heart. There, that's
Yeah.
your passion and what you're wanting to do.
We actually have a term for things like that. It's called Bama-splaining.
Bama's playing.
Hey,
Bama's
Bama-splaining, I like it.
copyright, trademark, whatever.
Yeah,
Copyrighted and trademarked by Bama Geeks.
I mean, we've got a Facebook group, a private Facebook group for people who are fans of the podcast, and it's called the Bama Geeks Front Porch because, what do you do in Alabama? You sit on the front porch and you just shoot the breeze, and you talk to people, and you just have at it. And so,
Or when you're saying you have that second conversation when you're trying to leave, you're on the front porch, but you're still talking again. You're trying to get going.
Yeah. Those Southern goodbyes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Well, is there anything else you'd like to let the audience know, promote or anything?
Well, let's see. Again, y'all will be seeing me at Nerdfest, but also I will have one final one next month. It will be in Huntsville, actually. I guess I'll go ahead and say that too. Here, let me just pull up that one final thing.
All right,
We
ahead.
got a lot of friends in Huntsville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's, come on. Here we are. It's going to be on the 15th of December on a Sunday. The Huntsville Anime Fest. I will be there. I'll have like a table set up. If hopefully I can try and get more stickers made that are in better quality.
Gotcha. Huntsville Anime Fest. Okay.
December 15th, our anniversary.
Oh, that's right. Sure is.
Aw.
So, will all this information be available on your Instagram?
Yes. We do try to post as much as we can, but particularly whenever we're at live events, as much as possible. It's just we always just have to remind ourselves it's because we're both like working and whatnot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That.
But yeah, either hear it on our Instagram or our Facebook. Just look on, just type in Spex Squad and you'll find it.
Okay.
Yep, and we've got the links both to their Facebook and their Instagram down below in the video description. Hit those guys up, and JD, I really hope we can have you back on again, man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
We have thoroughly
It's been a
enjoyed
blast,
this.
man.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for having me. This has been fun. It's been great geeking out with you guys, and hope to run into y'all at any cons if y'all are ever around.
Yes.
Absolutely. We'll definitely be seeing you in person very soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Great.
So, again, all the links for their eBay store, and if you're catching this now after, if you saw this live, you'd hit that 50% discount. But but after the live stream, we normally pick up a lot of viewers. So hit that link below for their eBay store, pick up some issues, and hit their Instagram and their Facebook. And while you're there, check out our new website. Again, BamaGeeks.com. Brand spanking new website, like launched yesterday, Saturday. And that's where you'll find everything for the Bama Geeks. And you'll find all of our social media links at Bama Geeks everywhere where we're not hard to find. And of course, as we said, the Bama Geeks Front Porch comes to the spell. And if you want to join the YouTube channel, hit that join button below, or you can join us at patreon.com/BamaGeeks. I think also BamaGeeks.com/join will get you there. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. I have not memorized all the links yet, although I've been trying. But anywhere you can join us, we certainly would appreciate it. If you're on iTunes or Spotify and can leave us a 5-star rating. We'd appreciate that. Leave us a review. Those reviews and ratings actually populate on our website too. So you can go there and see what people are saying, good, bad, or indifferent. We live for it all. Engagement is engagement.
That's right.
Yes, we love you guys.
Yeah, so make sure you also leave a like on this and subscribe to the channel. We'll have some more stuff coming up soon. But JD, again, thank you so much for being with us. We have thoroughly enjoyed you being here.
Yeah, thank you.
And
sorry, I was going to say thank you all again for having me.
Absolutely.
oh,
Yes,
it's
sure.
our absolute pleasure. We're glad all this worked out and would love to have you back on again. And the comics are great. I've read the first 3 issues and absolutely enjoyed it. It's fantastic. You guys are doing a great job on those.
Yeah.
Dude, that means a lot hearing that from you guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. So we're going to sign off. But like I said, if you're checking this out afterwards, hit the link, buy some issues, leave a comment, even if it's just your favorite emoji. Just do something to say hi. Leave a smiley face, leave a poo or whatever. I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Engagement is engagement.
Engagement is engagement. We hope you leave a smiley face or a thumbs up. Don't leave the other one. Sorry.
I always thought for the longest time that was chocolate. That was
ice
chocolate
cream.
pudding.
Yeah.
I still want to believe that.
The truth is out there.
But again, thanks so much. Visit BamaGeeks.com. Visit the Spex Squad Instagram and eBay store and Facebook. And for Kevin and Bo and Jessica and JD, I'm Brock. We're the Bama Geeks. Thank you so much for being with us, and we'll catch you again very, very soon.
All right.